Prime Minister Modi's US state visit is significant for many reasons. It comes at a time when India is fast renegotiating its space and redefining its role in the current geopolitical world order. This multilateral world order is no longer characterized by the post-World War II Russia versus US dynamics. It's not even characterized by the US versus China dynamics. It is a world order in which many conflicting interests compete for attention. India, by pursuing an aggressive foreign policy that strings together entities as disparate as the US, Russia, Iran, and the Arab world, has played a major role in redefining the contours of this multilateral world order. It is no longer the global north looking down at the global south, or even north versus south. First, the corona crisis and then the Russia-Ukraine war have exposed the fault lines of the developed world. A world that long chose to close its eyes to the conflicts engulfing the global south and even drawing strategic mileage out of them is now forced to raise the moral high ground of supposed right versus wrong in the Russia-Ukraine war. The period following Russia's attack on Ukraine witnessed a slew of US and EU officials visiting India and lecturing us on the need to be ethical by condemning Russia and taking sides. The US and the EU tried their best to ramp up diplomatic pressure on New Delhi to stop importing oil from Russia. But an assertive S. Jaishankar, who didn't hesitate to call out the West's hypocrisy on this issue, eventually silenced the West. PM Modi met Russian President Vladimir Putin in a specially scheduled bilateral meet during the SCO summit in Russia last year. He spoke of the deepening friendship between India and Russia over time. But he also stated categorically that this is not an era of war, in a clear reference to Russia's attack on Ukraine. India, however, to date has refused to take sides in the Russia-Ukraine war, carefully balancing its strategic interests with both the US and Russia. PM Modi recently also met Ukrainian President Zelensky during the G7 summit held in Hiroshima, Japan. He assured him of humanitarian help from India and said that India fully understood the horrors of war, but he stopped short of naming Russia and condemning it. Furthermore, India is putting its G20 presidency to good use by making the forum a space for raising the issues of the global south. PM Modi recently visited the Pacific island nation of Papua New Guinea, and he became the first Indian Prime Minister to do so. India is strongly raising the issues of the global south through the United Nations and other multilateral forums. PM Modi has been extremely vocal about the need to reform the United Nations for the international body to stay relevant in the current geopolitical context. It is in the light of all these developments that PM Modi's US state visit becomes a crucial one. He would address the joint session of the US Congress on June 22nd and become the first ever Indian Prime Minister to address the American Congress twice. PM Modi's visit comes at a time when the US is eagerly looking to please an increasingly assertive India to get its help to contain China and persuade India to perhaps eventually take some sort of sides in the Russia-Ukraine war. The ball is in India's court to negotiate hard, keeping in mind its business and security interests. India should not fall into the trap of trusting the US blindly when it comes to China and should make its own independent conclusions and observations. India also has a chance to play a crucial role in Indo-Pacific. We should start engaging with other Pacific islands on the lines of PM Modi's Papua New Guinea visit. India should pursue its independent foreign policy for engaging with the Indo-Pacific and not be solely guided by the US and the Quad. India should refrain from joining any military alliance like the US-led NATO+. During PM Modi's visit, the US is bound to bring this issue to the table. India should keep in mind that joining any such military grouping would be detrimental to New Delhi's strategic autonomy and destabilize its international status as well as relations with neighboring countries. During PM Modi's US visit, one can expect major agreements to be signed in the fields of defense, trade, and technology transfer. A potential jet engine manufacturing deal is anticipated. General Electric may sign a multi-million-dollar deal with Hindustan Aeronautics to produce the GE F414 jet engine in India. One could also expect some announcements regarding closer cooperation for the production and development of semiconductors. During the visit, PM Modi would also interact with top American CEOs. According to a statement issued by the Prime Minister, the initiative on critical and emerging technologies has added new dimensions and widened collaboration in defense industrial cooperation, space, telecom, quantum, artificial intelligence, and biotech sectors.